Hey folks, what's happening? My name is Bruce Wooden. I've been involved in the VR industry for the past few years as an evangelist, enthusiast, co founder. I've been involved in community and user experience, and currently I am at Oculus where I'm a content launch manager. Basically, what that means is that I support developers on the Quest on the last mile leading up to launch, configure the launch itself, and then help post launch as well with support there. Basically, I want to take a few minutes to talk about the VR ecosystem at Oculus, some of our lessons that we've learned over the past few years, some advice, basically to hopefully pique your curiosity, and by the end of this, have you investigating getting involved in VR game development yourself. So let's get right to it without further ado. I'm going to start by talking about kind of where we are now in the VR ecosystem at Oculus. We're in a pretty decent place. We've got the Oculus Quest happening. It's a 6 degrees of freedom all-in-one VR headset. What that means, 6 degrees of freedom, 6 off if you're not familiar, is that the headset keeps track of the user's head rotation, orientation, and also their movement in 3D space. You've got 2 controllers that do the same for the hands. So what that results in is that now you have a user that can interact with the game world in a very similar way that they interact with the real world. It's a very powerful thing that's going on. There's also a huge focus on the ease of use with the Oculus Quest. It's all in one, so you get your box, you have everything you need. You don't have to connect it to a PC. You can get basically up and running 0 to playing a game in 10 seconds after setup is done. So people are really enjoying that. They're spending a lot of time on their Oculus Quest, which is great. And they're also spending a lot of their hard-earned money in our ecosystem, which we are also grateful for and have worked hard to make happen along with our developers. We announced this back in March at the Facebook Game Developer Showcase, but our users have spent over $100 million in our ecosystem so far, thanks to the hard work of our developers that are just making great VR experiences at high quality. We've got over 20 developers now that have seen over $1 million in revenue for their VR experiences they've created. So it is really great that with this new and innovative field of VR game development that you have creators out there that are pursuing the passion and are able to pay the bills and pay themselves, their teams, and really make a living doing VR, which is exciting. To get to this point, it has been a lot of hard work and we've learned some lessons along the way. One of them that really sticks out is this kind of balancing act between innovation and polish. So by innovation, I mean that, as I kind of alluded to, virtual reality has so much newness and excitement about it. You are literally putting a person inside of the game world, having them walk through your imagination, so to speak. And that is an exciting idea as a creator to put that together, all the new interactions and ways that you can delight or surprise the player that's in your game environment. There's just lots of potential, lots of interesting prototypes and tech demos and proofs of concept that have been thrown at the wall over the years. But this is kind of now being contrasted as the industry matures with the need for polish, the need to ship a product that's professional, that's complete, that's deep, that players can sink their teeth into, which is a challenge of its own. And as a creator, it's easy to kind of get wrapped up in all the newness and innovative things that you can do, and really, to buckle down and really ship a great product is challenging as well. And this is an important balance to keep because of what we've learned about user expectations over the past few years. User expectations in the VR industry right now are high. There's an expectation for technical excellence. You want to hit that target frame rate on the headset and not drop below. You want to keep it solid at that target frame rate, not because it's a point of pride, but because it's key and crucial to the user experience. Drop in frame rate can mean an actual physical discomfort for the user that's experiencing it, and that is really not good. So we put a lot of emphasis on this at Oculus. A high user expectation is also associated with the content itself. Is it deep? Is it something meaty? Can I have hours of gameplay in this experience, not minutes? Can I come back to it? Is it replayable? Like, all of those factors are very important. So that's going to be something you want to consider as you're thinking about your concept for a virtual reality experience. My last note about user expectations has to do with the lack of perspective that users have. Just like many creative endeavors, a user has no idea about the hard work, the difficult road, the blood, sweat, and tears that you put in to achieve those first 2 points on the list. They just get it in product and they play it and they say, hey, this is good or this is not good. And it's kind of harsh, but that's kind of the reality of these expectations now. So we're doing our best as a part of our kind of app submission system to help you meet those expectations that users have, especially on the Oculus Quest. So if I haven't scared you away, I know it's a difficult road for VR game development, but if you're excited about it, you're curious to know more, I'm going to give you a few pieces of rapid fire advice here to put you on your path to glory in the VR ecosystem here. So I'm going to start by suggesting that you find the heart of your experience. What I mean is that boiling down your experience to a concept or word or emotion is something that's important to do and to set as a North Star, so you can come back to that if you're having a difficult product decision or even a difficult marketing decision down the line. You can kind of come back to, like, what do I want to make the player feel? What is the whole point of my experience? What am I trying to deliver? This is even more important for VR because it's as much a emotional endeavor as a technical one, because you're immersing this person inside of your experience. There's this immense potential to really influence the emotion, invoke an actual emotional state in your player. So that's something you want to really consider and come back to. Another thing that's important to really evaluate is the scope of your project and how that relates to your team, your team's strengths, your expertise. You want to look at that and say, like, okay, now that I have that information, what kind of project do we want to build? What kind of scope are we looking at? Are we ready to build something that is going to live up to those high user expectations? Maybe we want to try PC VR first to get our feet wet. That's very important to make an honest assessment of you, of your team, and find out, hey, what's the next move going to be in the VR development ecosystem in the space. Playtesting is extremely, extremely important in virtual reality. When I talk about innovation and a lot of the newness and some of the things that might happen with a user that now has the freedom to look anywhere and kind of interact with anything in the game world, there's going to be lots of surprises, lots of unexpected things that happen, so you're going to want to playtest. I'm not talking about a demo, which is like doing a demo at a trade show when you're trying to get someone to walk away with a positive impression of your content. I'm talking about a playtest. You put the headset on someone, set them up, and then leave the room and just observe. Try to simulate them downloading your title in the wild and kind of see what breaks, what goes wrong, and try to improve your experience given that information there. I have some go-to-market advice as well. In the Oculus ecosystem, we recommend that you go premium, meaning that you have a set amount of content, you have a price that you charge upfront for that content, and then you follow that with content update, hot fixes, or DLC. Our users are responding really well to this kind of game plan. Also, the ecosystem is not quite in a state where it's going to support a lot of free-to-play experiences with microtransactions. So right now, we definitely recommend, hey, go premium, have a game plan right from the get-go about what you're going to ship after launch for content updates or DLC. I'm going to close it out by suggesting that you play a lot of VR games yourself. I can talk until I'm blue in the face here and talk about, all the great things about VR and all the lessons that I've learned along the way. But really, until you put your face in that headset, play a few titles, and really wrap your mind around what kind of works and what doesn't, and really get inspired yourself about what's so great and grand about virtual reality, where none of this is going to matter. So there's lots of lessons to be learned yourself. Play a lot of titles. So that about wraps it up. Thank you so much for listening. Again, my name is Bruce Wooden. You have questions, reach out to me on Twitter at CymaticBruce. I hope to be supporting the launch of your content soon to kind of tell your story in virtual reality. So good luck, and I hope that I've inspired you to get involved. All right, bye.